Okay, friends, so we shall see from the text today that Maneesha Panchakam, the 5 verses Shankara has written. The broad story is Shankara has encountered a very simple person. They call it as the sort of a swapacha, the one who eats dog, and that variety. So the one who deals with the skin and bone and all those things. So, supposed to be the last rung of the society. Illiterate, uneducated, unkempt, he's a very simple person. And then, with his encounter, he comes to discover Shankara is totally surprised, astounded, to discover that there is wisdom, absolute wisdom, even in that person. Traditionally, not everybody, some people divinize the whole thing and say, this Chandala or the dog eater, the man who is just the last rung of the society, was the incarnation of Shiva. Why? So that they don't want to give any credit that simple person, uneducated person, illiterate person can ever know the truth. This is very, very sad. Reason? The truth is something about yourself, is the simplest thing that is to be known by anybody and everybody. You can tell me as to why is it that we don't see anybody and everybody knowing the truth? That is because we have been thoroughly brainwashed from the childhood. We shall see that, friends. Think of it. This is the simplest of the truth. This morning I was talking to a college teacher. He writes sometimes some nice articles in this very, very nice person. Unmarried and he has nothing to do with his sort of education or anything like that. But he doesn't want to get involved with anything in life, but very highly educated and has studied a lot of these books here and there. So he was telling, always he'll tell, Swamiji is very, very difficult. I said, what? What is difficult? No, this Atmagyan, you are telling easy, 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 but it's very difficult. I said, you think I'm the first one to tell it's easy? Bhagavad Gita says that. Susukham kartum, very, very easy to get. Anayasa, without any effort whatsoever. You can get it. How can you say that I am telling like this? Okay, tell me, sir. What are you teaching in the college? He says, I am teaching chemistry. He is a chemistry professor. I said, very, very difficult to learn chemistry. Organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry, oh, what a headache, you know all. When a child is coming to a school or a college, definitely comes to learn something which he doesn't know. He comes to study in the alphabets, he doesn't know, numbers, he doesn't know. All these things you have to teach. Physics, chemistry, mathematics, history, geography, science, dance, music, everything. You have to teach him. And none of the subjects, the child brings it and comes there. All of us have gone to school. When you went to school, did you go with the knowledge or went for the knowledge? You want to get the knowledge, you want to gather the thought, you went for the knowledge. You want to gain the knowledge, right? But that knowledge, how do you get? How will you be able to get if you are not already conscious in whose presence you know everything? That light of lights, which help us to be aware of every perception and the perception generated thoughts, that's something already you are taking it with you. You are not taking, please understand, when you are going into the school, going to the school, you are carrying the light with yourself. If I'm taking you to the garden to show you the flower, shall I take an extra piece of eyes for you to fix it? You are bringing your eyes for what? To see the flowers. There can be million flowers, but if you don't have eyes, how are you going to see? So I don't give you the eyes to see. You bring your eyes. I don't give you ears to hear. You bring your ears. I don't give you the skin to touch. You bring your skin. Because it comes with your body. This body is a fantastic instrument. I can give you the food, but to taste it, the tongue is already with you. To carry it, the stomach is already with you. Now, when you just see, hear and touch and taste, thoughts are created. For whom? Indians? Hindus? Muslims? It comes with it. Are you getting that? It comes, as you see, the thoughts are already getting picked up. When you are picking it, the thoughts are coming in. These thoughts, think of it, these thoughts to see your thought, to know your thought, shall I give you a gadget? Think of it. To look at your own thought, shall I give you a gadget? As even I do not give you eyes to see, you brought it with you, ears to hear, you brought it with you, the tongue to taste, you brought it with you, the feet to walk, you brought it with you. To see your thought. Your eyes cannot see it, your ears cannot hear it, your tongue cannot taste it. You can't see, hear, touch, taste, you cannot perceive. देख नहीं सकता, जानता ही है. Know, you can know. That knowing, understand, that knowing is different from seeing, hearing, touching, tasting. If you cannot see, you are blind. If you cannot hear, you are deaf. If you cannot speak, you are dumb. Will it ever happen if you cannot be conscious? Anybody, be unconscious now. Come on, be unconscious. You see, you are conscious. You close your eyes, you are conscious. So the blind man is as conscious as the person who can see. The deaf is as conscious as the person who talks. He listens. The mute is as conscious as the person who speaks. That is something always already there. In case you don't have a leg, I can make you fit with an artificial leg. Provide an artificial leg. Eyes are by chance not working, cornea transplantation, eye transplantation, we can give it to that person. Anybody here needs consciousness transplantation? Think of it, friends. Is there anybody who needs consciousness transplantation? You shall need the mind mechanism to be fixed. Maybe something brain disorder, some little connections here and there has gone. Operations can be done, chemicals can be used. But what do you do to make a person conscious? Think, friends, it's very, very simple. No child needs to take himself. You cannot, when the child comes to the school, he doesn't come with the knowledge of other things, but that by which you know, it comes with it. He can't leave it behind. Do you listen? Yes, sir. Do you know your thought? No, sir. Why? I left my consciousness at home. Anybody? I am deliberately making it simple, friend. Think, because it's too complicated we have made it in life. So if the teacher says he doesn't understand, I can appreciate. Doesn't understand what? Physics, chemistry, mathematics? I can, yes. Has anybody ever introduced us to ourselves? And to introduce ourselves, it becomes a too huge philosophical, existential exploration and questioning. No, sir. Use simple word. Just like you teach the child, baby, how do you see? I see with my eyes. How do you hear? I listen with my ear. How do you talk? I talk with my mouth. How do you eat? I eat with my tongue. How do you walk? I walk with my leg. How do you lift? I lift with my fingers. Have you taught him? How do you think? Do you have thoughts? Even a child can understand. How do you see that? Mind. What is that mind? With that vagueness we leave him there. The mind thinks. This thinking, this thought, can your eyes see? Tell a child, can your eyes see? No. Can your ears hear? No. 70-year-old children need this. 40. Our whole generations have been destroyed. The self-knowledge, self-awareness have been pushed into background. Total oblivious of it, everybody. You have relegated it to the background. As this is nonsense. It's gone into the realm of philosophy, religion, and all that stuff. How do you see your thought? Talk to a child. Adult don't talk, where the fellow is already spoiled. Mind. What is mind? Brain. What is brain? What all things you'll talk? So many things you'll talk. Different types of languages. Ask the child, how do you see? With my eyes. What do you see? This flower you saw, is there a thought in your head? I know. Can you think of your father? Yes, 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 yes. When you say yes, 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 how do you know that thought? The vaguest answer is given by mind. Mind is thought. How can you see the thought by the mind? Mind means thought, no. So differentiate there. How do you see the flower? Eyes. But eyes, are the eyes the flower? How do you see your thought? Mind. So is the mind is a thought? Can you say? But you have in mind is a thought. What you are talking as the mind, in reality, what you mean is the self, the consciousness. But nobody has given that name to that for us. Mind, mind, mind. Everything invisible, inaudible, imperceptible is mind. No. Mano, buddhi, chittam, ahankar, consciousness. That is where the Upanishads come so fantastic. You see it for yourself for who you are. Think, friends, think. So the child is told, how do you see your thought? Do you see it? Do you hear it? No, I know it. How do you know? Knowing is not the faculty of the hands and legs. Knowing is not the faculty of the stomach. Knowing is not the faculty of the ears and eyes and tongue or the nose or the smell. Please understand. That is not the faculty of these things. The knowing principle. What is the knowing principle? Is not your thought. Consciousness. And that is same for everybody. Why? Listen carefully. It's fantastic. Do you know this flower? Yes, I know. You know that you know. You know that you are aware of this thought. Thought is the thought of the flower. Have you seen Himalayas? No. Why? The thoughts are not there. That the thoughts are not there, also you know. That knowing illumines both the relative knowledge and the ignorance. If the presence of the thought is knowledge, vaguely, if the presence of the thought is, every thought is not knowledge, it can be ignorant thought also. Every thought, if you know the presence of the thought, which you call as the I know about it, in the absence of the thought also you know. So the consciousness is not a thought. And that is for whom? Everybody. Everybody is same in absolute knowledge. Ooh. Everybody is same in the absolute knowledge. Relative knowledge, how much you know, how much you've seen, how much you have heard, how much you have touched, how much you have tasted, how much you have smelled, how much you have experienced in life, depends for your relative knowledge. Do you know swimming? No. Do you know climbing? No. Do you know singing? No. Do you know anything? Playing an instrument? No. Do you know thousands of people? No. Do you know one person? Yes. You know father, mother? Yes. Do you know these things? Few things you know. Meaning, in relation to whose your thoughts are there. Understand this mechanism. If this little mechanism, when shall you teach a child? When he's 70-year-old? 20-year-old? 30-year-old? Or right now? You teach him how to walk. You teach him how to walk. Because the legs have to be strong and to walk. You don't have to teach him to be conscious, effortless. You can teach him to swim, teach him to climb, activities. Teach him to see, teach, hear, listen. Also, objects have to be introduced. Objects have to be introduced. And there shall be, friends, understand, there shall be situations in life where millions of things will not be introduced, you will die. Every sound you cannot hear, every touch you cannot touch, every taste, every smell you cannot. Even the eyes are there, but you cannot see everything. Eyes also will go away, blind. Thoughts will be there. Every thought is there, you are conscious. No thought is there also, conscious. Complete. Relative knowledge will be never complete. That is why the more you know, the more you come to discover how much you do not know. That is the paradox. The more you know, the more you discover how much you do not know. The more you see, you can discover how much you have not seen. More you have heard, the more you discover how much more you have not heard, or yet to hear, yet to see, yet to touch, yet to taste, yet to smell. So the thoughts also, if you consider a thought as the knowledge, how many more thoughts? Oh, infinity. But all that you know and do not know, all that you see, do not see, all that we hear, do not hear, Ishvara, the relative dimension, everything is known in the presence of the absolute knowledge, the knowing principle, consciousness. Simple. Difficult? If you find it difficult, that is because you have been a thinker, intellectual. Simple things are not accepted. It must be complicated. Have you not seen people? How the person talk? Wonderful. What did he say? Didn't understand anything. That's a learned scholar. Because if you understand everything, you are an idiot, they are also idiot. If it remains incomprehensible, must be a very wise man. A relative knowledge, it can happen, friends, but not in the knowledge absolute. Simple thing. Children are simple. Everywhere you can see that. This story that goes about the Russian and American scientist. That's a joke of those days when they were communist days. When they were preparing to go for the space travel, spacecraft, it will be against gravity. So inside the spacecraft there will be no gravity. So naturally you fly, everybody fly around. How do you write something? To write something, you hold the paper, and you suppose you are going to write with the pen. So pen, if you are hanging like this or writing, how can the pen write? Because the ink will not flow. So these Americans, they broke their head to discover the best pen possible, which will work against gravity in the outer space. Millions of dollars they spent in whatever way they did it. Story, true or false, doesn't matter, take the point. Russians don't have that type of money. Simple method they discovered. Write in a pencil. The other people will be stunned when I am breaking my head over pen flowing and trying to fix that problem of ink flowing against the gravity. Here is simple solution, write in a pencil. You shall see many things like that. Hey, can you go to the room? Yes. Go and open that door. The person comes and says, sir, it is locked. Other person, one child is gone, go to that room. The other person looks at it and it shall close. He says, it is closed. Locked, Then what he sees? The other, one small fellow goes. Hey, go to that room, get into that room. The child doesn't think locked, not locked, bolted, not bolted. He pushes the door. When he pushes the door is open. Open door. But when I ask you, go and open the door, you already assume the door is closed. When you say you must know yourself, you assume that you do not know anything about yourself. Because there are too many other ideas you have got, and about yourself there are million ideas. I am rich, I am poor, I am a man, I am a woman, I am a believer, I am non-believer, I don't believe in God, I believe in... You understand how we have been completely overwhelmed by different types of thoughts for the simple answer. There was a villager. There is a kingdom and there is a king, and the king loved the falcon, the hunting birds, hunting eagles. He brought 2 falcons which are giving thousands and thousands of, whatever, very precious ones. One was taking off, flying and hunting beautifully, entertaining the king. The other one was a lazy bone. It will not go up. You put him there he sits down there. He will never fly. So the king was very worried because such a precious bird. So he brought experts. The people who are bird experts, all the trainers, nobody could do it. It was so happened, one man said, in a village there is one person is there, he has got many birds, maybe you can call him. Because if you are a top class, do you want to go to a homeopathy doctor? Ayurvedic doctor who is giving you leaves and the small pills? No, I want 5-star sophisticated, the treatment. Everything should be organized. The other day one person was telling this gallbladder stone, in Ayurvedic book, there is a root. You take that root, burn it, mix it up, put it in hot water, boil it and drink it 7 days, the stone goes. He says, Swamiji, I experienced it, many people have experienced it. Tell to the modern day boys and girls or anybody. Nonsense. Many things may be nonsense, may not be nonsense. But everything about science is not sense. Everything about all these things also are not nonsense. Something is there. Try it out. No. Because already the mind is blocked against all these things. Anyway, so he brought all the experts. Then a simple person is coming now. And then the king is worried. Then that person comes in the morning, and 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, around just 2-3 hours after, the king is looking through the window in his palace and suddenly discovers the 2 fellows are flying, the falcons. He couldn't believe, he couldn't contain his surprise. He ran out of the palace. He called that man, how did he do? What did you do? What is the magic? This village person doesn't get surprised or anything excited about king is so happy. For him is another guy, he never knows, never who is he. Does he know? Do you know, if you take children to the big man, great man, you have to tell him, big man, great man, touch his foot, touch his knee, don't stand there, don't talk like that. What all protocols you maintain when you call somebody big, then you create that hoopla. He's a big fellow, you should not do this, you should not talk like this. Same thing also, gurus, gods, this, that, ooh. So you are an idiot, everybody is useless. No! Think of it, friends. He doesn't care. Not means that he is uncivilized or disrespecting the king. The king needed him, he did not need the king for his expertise. So he has come. And the king is very excited. Oh, how did you do it? What else did you do? The king didn't say, his ministers are asking. The king is looking, the king should not ask. Anyway, ultimately the king asked, how? How quickly? Thousands of rupees, so much time I have spent. How did you do it? He said, Maharaj, very simple it is, sir. I put him on the branch. He said, yes, he was always in the branch. The fellow will never fly. Maharaj, I just cut the branch. When you cut the branch will fall. What will happen? Will the bird fall with the branch? Naturally it takes off. Easy. Take off. Cut the branch. Simple solution. Doesn't strike people. Immortality is simple. Happiness is simple. Meditation is simple. Agitation very difficult. Do you understand? Your agitations, you must invest 100% of yours, not 100% of you, because you are an idiot, 1000% of you. To keep yourself agitated, you have to go on ruminating, chewing over everything that has happened to you. You know, Swamiji, 20 years back, 30 years back this happened. Yeah, You are a wonderful person. You have decided to be miserable. Please be miserable. Do not wait for anything. He told me like that, she told me like that, other one family person, wrote me like that. Swamiji, now my husband is changing, wife is changing, this is changing, that is changing. I said, boy, you shall never change. For years and years I am telling you, do not wait to change them. They shall never change. Why should they change for you when you don't change for yourself? You change and see. And that is the Rama story in Yoga Vasishtha. How beautiful. Cannot cover the entire earth with the leather. Cover your feet. Wherever you go, you shall feel the softness of the leather. Do not try to cover the grass, the ice, the snow, the sand. Do not. You cannot. It's simple as that. When a person is, what shall I say? Shall I throw away my thought? Why? Walk the ground of consciousness. That is yourself. What thoughts are there? Who cares? Were you born with thoughts? You picked up. How? With your eyes, with your ears. Or you are spoken to. What you are spoken to, you are grabbing onto this. Because our training is, whatever I say, grab in. Remember it. Then you will be a historian by remembering the history and vomiting it. You will be a geographer by, again, grabbing it, sort of eating it up, cramming it, then vomiting it. What is education? What is that? Nowadays I was seeing that one examination there, all objective choices, 4 or 5 things, tick mark. How intelligent? Supremely intelligent, no? 1, tick, 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 tick. So easy, copying is so easy. Give the fellows one cup, round, tick, 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 comes 5 minutes, you are coming out. Friends, I am not here to bring in the nonsensical, sort of changing the system and pointing out the mistake. That is rubbish. Here in self-knowledge, there is only one thing. I am here. The truth is here. The Upanishads are so beautiful. It talks about yourself. They have no time to dismiss anything. Why should I dismiss? And can I dismiss? I am going to teach something, the scriptures, Upanishads, that reveal something which cannot be dismissed. Other things are self-dismissing. Should I tell you, should not have a thought? Boy, keep a thought going for a long time. Let me see. Do you understand these principles? Agitation you have to maintain. Disease you have to maintain. You want to kill a monkey? They say, create a wound in the body of the monkey. Then monkey will go on removing the dry, always, any blood dries up, it will remove it. It will slowly go. It will be completely infected, and there will be pus and the worms, and the monkey dies. One wound. How many people like that? One wound. Insult, humiliation, superiority complex, inferiority complex, anger, hatred, jealousy. One little wound. Who kills you? God, right? There is one convenient guy is there waiting for, right, to be blamed for everything in life. Mortality, very difficult to maintain. How long can you body? The greatest yogis are buried. The miracle man who cures the dead is dead. And now why, if all these miracle cures are there, now what is that fancy disease now has come? Corona. And what has it become now? Omicron. Huh? 1 minute slowly. One person. Omicron. Okay. So that Omicron now is mutated. It has become Omicron. How are you going to kill it? How are you going to kill it? You want to disease, this particular disease has this virus which is killing everybody. So if you get a medicine can kill that virus, everything is finished. Have you tried to find out why my anger, hatred, jealousy, who keeps it going? The infecting germ, virus is you, the I thought. You go on telling, Why did he tell me like that? Why did he do like that? Why did he do that? Who is repeating in your brain? Who? Do they repeat by themselves? You have been programmed. The teaching, our experiences created in us, I'm a seer, I'm a hearer, I'm a toucher, I. Please, eyes don't say we see. Ears don't say we hear. I see. Eyes are proud of seeing. Ears are proud of seeing. Body is proud of living or frustrated, frightened of dying. I live, I die. Who is doing it all? One thought. Disease, infection. And this I understand. Who created it? Somehow. When you are born, it was not there. When you are sleeping, it is gone somewhere. Problem is not there. Now this I, with our education, everybody creates it. Even ordinarily also, since everybody is speaking the language, I see, I hear, I touch, I think, you also say I. So that also is there. And then the same, especially school and education, when you go to secular education, listen carefully. Education, as I told you, the difference is, educated means that which rescues us from mass of collectivity and gives a definite identity. This is my favorite quotation. Rescues us from mass of collectivity. Until you are educated, you are one among millions. Now you are rescued from that anonymity and given an identity. I am PhD, historian, geographer, linguist. Wow. So there, ego, this ahankar is very strong. The ordinary person doesn't say, I don't know anything. Does he say? Does he ever proudly declare to the world, I don't know anything? But what is it? I am PhD. I am managing director. Is there anybody else say, what do you do? Nothing. I don't do anything, you know that? And nobody says. Nobody is proud of not doing anything. You are getting that? Very, very strong. Oh, only secular people, religious people. I am the follower of this God, that God. I believe, I'm a believer, I'm a faithful unto this God only and no other God, unto this monkey and no other monk, unto this thought and no other thought, only this lifestyle and nothing there. What is that? Religious. Religiously you have been, what? Conditioned. It has been given to you. What is that? I am this. Now, having given you this ahankar, sense of identity, that is the original virus. You know what happens, friends? How much does it mutate throughout your life? This coronavirus brought this idea. Mutating. Here the teachers who give me, or the people who help me in creating this virus, they help in mutating it also. You are just not educated, highly educated. You are just not a father, you are so much. You are rich, you are poor. How much mutation? So much so, the person forgets who is he. Whichever is excellent, whichever is exciting, you that particular thing, like a photograph, you show it to everybody. Right? Suppose you are a good speaker, that is you hold it on your chest, show it, everybody can see that. You are a cook, you are an athlete, you are a singer, you are a dancer, you are a scientist, you are a painter, you are the, whatever branches are. Or in a religious person, I am a philosopher, I believe in this God, this is my thought. What happens? Mutate. You don't know how to handle it. I thought you are coming to my house as a guest, as a friend. Then suddenly you say, you are the governor of the state. I don't know what to do. Mutation. I thought you are a simple man, I can give you some rice and sabji. No, you can't turn out to be a connoisseur. So I have to bring some Thai and, South Indian, this and that type of food. Mutating. You start friendship, ordinary, mutate. I don't like this, I like this. I don't like this. Mutation, mutation, mutation. The two people who came together were super. In the process when they mutated, now you don't know how to say they part. Divorce for what? You don't divorce the person you marry. He has mutated, you have mutated. You understand this ahankar, how it is? A continuously mutating organism, as though. So complicated. So this system doesn't tell us who we are. Gives a wrong idea, then makes it much more and much more complicated. You give up it for the secular identity, go to religious identity, another mutation. It doesn't solve the problem. When you go to a God, go to a belief, go to a thinking, it mutates. It doesn't solve your problem. Do this yoga, yogi. Do these studies, Shastri. Do this, know these ideas. So previously knowing history, you are a historian. By knowing Shastra, you will be a Shastri, not free. One word has to be known. Call it Om, call it Aham. One word. And now you don't have to struggle to know it, because you are bringing it and coming. I hope you understand this, friend. The whole morning my brain is blasting. I want to say how simple it is. You are bringing. Friends, can I take this glass away, bottle away, leaving the space inside the bottle here? Anything that is born into this universe, born in consciousness. If the instrument is defective, reflection is not there. The simple thing this person understands, we shall start with that, friends. Nobody introduces us to me. Very difficult to introduce. No mechanism. How you see, what you do things, how you see, how you hear, how you touch. Just like a child is told, simple thing, explaining. I start with my flower. Do you see this flower? Child will say, yes. How? With my eyes. Be a baby. How can I be a baby? You were a baby, the baby is always inside you. How much your body has grown up, the baby is inside. Your mommy, even if you are 50-year-old, shall say, baby, do this, because he thinks you have never grown up. No. Your grandfather, your grandmother, will they treat you as a grown-up? Hey, Vada, sit down here, because he thinks you are same 2-year-old now. How much you protest? Oh, I am not grown, I am not a small boy. Shut up. The other day I have a bad habit, so whoever, pinching this, like that. Then he said, Swamiji, I said, yeah, shut up. Because so sweet. When there's a small one, his stomach was very nice, very. So I call him stomach. So now also his 40-year-old stomach. In a sense, I'm not telling you, go on doing like that to me. Don't try it for the stranger, you'll get a slap. There is a baby in every one of us, and be that baby. Do you see this flower? Yes. With what? Eyes. Okay, when they see with the eyes, what happens? There is a thought of the red flower inside your head? Yes, there is a thought of flower. Can you think of one whale? What is whale? Why? That name is not associated with the animal. You have not seen, you have not heard. You can't think of whale. Are you aware of that no thought? Yes. Now, are you aware of your thought, this thought? What is that? This hibiscus? Red hibiscus? Yes. So you are aware, conscious of the flower thought. Who says, I know? Does your body have a language to say I know? Eyes have a language to say I know? Or I see? Does thought have a language? Conscious. Absence of thought, conscious. Presence of thought, conscious. If presence of thought is knowledge, sometimes, because presence of thought also can be ignorance if you have the wrong information, consciousness is neither ignorant or knowledgeable. It is pure knowledge. Knowing principle, always there. If you don't have a leg, you have to put on a leg. Growth in there, cut it off. Lucky consciousness, who you are, is not an organ which sometimes may be there, may not be there. There's a disease to be cured. It's a third eye, eye of the eyes, but it doesn't have the brulata, that doesn't have the eyelid. That is why Jagannath, always eye open. Beautiful symbol. Always opening. Eye of consciousness, the third eye, eye of the eyes, consciousness, always the same. But we are not dealing with that at all in our life, even though, just like you are always moving in space, but you are never aware of the space. Right or wrong? Are you always in your house? Are you always in the car? Are you always in the plane? Are you always in the mountain? Always in the forest? In a desert? But you are always in space. Do you remember that? Always in the universe. Can you stop being a part of the universe? I can take you from this village to that village, this place to that place. Can I take away from this space to other space? One planet to another planet you can go. One universe to, if there is multiverse, one universe to another universe you can go. Take away from space? You cannot. One thought to another thought. Yes. One consciousness to another consciousness. Childhood consciousness, youthful consciousness, old age consciousness. Simple thing to every child, it should be given when they are 4, 5 years old. You are teaching them this nonsense, ba ba ba, ba ba ba, all that nonsense, ba ba ba, black sheep. I have never heard of it. I don't know even the first line. I repeat because I studied in vernacular school. So I don't know anything about that. But those are all symbol of sophistication and education, right? It doesn't matter. Let it be. Why should I say no? Let it be. You know anything. You can see, hear, taste, touch, anything. But most important, be introduced to yourself. And who shall know it? Any child, anybody. Shankara met one boy on the street. That person has having 4 dogs in his hand, swapacha, and is going about. He deals with the dead bodies. He deals with bones and things like, just to corroborate, Ashtavakra Gita, when you study that Ashtavakra Gita, when you listen to that, Ashtavakra, when he goes into the Janaka's court, Ashtavakra 8 bend, so he's going this way, like totally like that scientist who was Stephen Hawkins. Everything upside down, disease. Not that he was birth like or that, it was not like birth, but he was, Ashtavakra was like that, 8 bends. And then, when he goes there, everybody starts laughing. He stands there, stays there, and addresses the king. I had come here to see wise, learned people. I see the cobblers. Not that cobblers are bad. Why do you say you are cobblers? They deal with bones and skin and bone. They look at the skin and bone and they laugh. They don't understand the wisdom. This is where the learning also becomes mutation, mutated. The ahankar gets, take that idea and think for yourself. How many times you are mutating throughout the day? Now laughing, now killing, now very humble, now very arrogant, now very, nice person, now the most complicated idiot, now religious, now the rascal. What is this? Nothing wrong. You can play with the roles. Jale jalam, taile tailam. Water in the water, oil in the oil. Whatever roles I play, I am not losing sight of myself. That is why the wise man shall never be understood by the ignorant. How can they understand that when the person is angry also he remains absolutely quiet? Even seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, he doesn't see, doesn't hear, doesn't taste, doesn't smell. While experiencing, doesn't experience. While living, doesn't live. While dying, it doesn't live. How do they understand? If I sing, I see, and I see because of a need, he must also have a need and therefore he is doing it. How will you ever understand? Invisible like the footprints of the bird in the space. You can't catch his footprint. Be wise, then you'll know what it is. So when he was coming, Shankara was going, the story is like that. When he was going from the Ganges, having a bath, Ganges or any river, it doesn't matter who knows where he was. Having a bath, he is going, and another person is coming. As the system in the world is, after a bath you are not supposed to touch this, touch that, muddy, or they say it, whatever, that, purity and all that stuff. That has gone too far also. Untouchable should not get into the temple. Why? Because the temple will be impure. God will be impure. If the God can be, I go to God to purify myself. If I can make the God impure, who is more powerful? I go to the temple for the purification. Any so-called institutions. And if I in my presence, the whole place is made impure, who is more powerful? I am more powerful than all these things. No, so worship me or them. Huh? What is this untouchability? Incarnations are made where? I don't want to get into that nonsense, caste creed, all that rubbish. Anybody has the same wisdom absolute. So when he comes, the person comes with 4 dogs because he's supposed to be untouched, he doesn't want to bathe again. That's fine. Like why is in Corona people say, once you go home, wash your hand, put your mask, drop your dhoti, wash your dhoti. Why? Is it purity, impurity, touchability, untouchability? Sheer sense of hygiene. So for a sense of hygiene you can do it, not be religious. I'm a religious man, therefore I should not eat this. You don't eat, you are religious. Somebody eats it, also religious. What do you do? A pope can eat anything, runs anything, flies anything, do that, and drink anything like. He is holy. Go to Maulvi. Somebody had written one IIT professor, he was a very nice, he's gone, one Mr. Inder Sen, a beautiful article he had written. He is holy. But a Muslim Maulvi, suppose he eats, drinks, impossible. Dog, forget. Eat, but in a particular way it should be killed. He is also holy. One Shankaracharya, just an example. Eating, forget. Suppose there is a bottle, there is liquor, and in that he drinks water, mara, even muddy. Go and have a bath. How come? One fellow eats everything, drinks everything, all that flies, all that flows, he is holy. This man also is holy, in a particular way he should be eaten and like that. Other person, touch it, he is unholy. Now what do you do with that? What is the holiness and unholiness now, friends? It is not being sarcastic. Please, friends, be human, be thinking. People will eat what is available, will drink what is available. Countries like Europe, 6 months if it is under the snow, can you eat a vegetable produced in snow? What nonsense. You have to eat potato and meat. Eskimo fellows go and tell me you must be vegetarian or else liberation will be denied to you. What rubbish is that? Because they are eating, therefore I must eat. What for? In cold countries, they are so cold, your bottom will freeze. So put it on the sofa set. In India, if you put your bottom on the sofa, it will melt. So sit down on the stone. No. Whatever the other person doing, I am also following it. So because they are putting a short pant coat, 3-piece suit, so I shall air condition it, make it 25 degrees, then put on all the fancy civilized dress. What is that for? Who said that to put on just a copina is uncivilized? Who said that? All these ideas have gone into our head, friends. So this man with his dog and everything, so he says, Gacha, gacha, go. Because I am not that the way I am telling you, Shankara, not that go, not like that. Even if he says, please, very kindly, he being wisdom incarnate, can he say, go? No, even kindly. Even the little push triggers the wisdom that is inherent even in that ordinary person to show even an ordinary man can know the truth. You can need a scholarship to express your wisdom. You don't need scholarship to understand the wisdom. Understand? To express your wisdom. What Shankara knew, Shankar Narayan knows. What Krishna knew, Krishna Rao also will know. What Vyasa knew, Vyasa Rao also will know. But Vyasa had the scholarship to write it down. Shankara had the scholarship to write it down. Wisdom, Unana. Every place is same. What I know now, what the 20th generation from now will know, what 20th or millionth of generations before somebody knew, one and the same. Not that they knew an ancient consciousness. And today we are knowing a 20th century consciousness. And after some time they said, no, 100th century consciousness. No! Same consciousness. Nitya sarvagata sthano achaloyam sanatana. Eternal, all-pervasive, steady, ever-remaining, Purana, Purayeva Nava. Even in old times it is new, Sanatana, Sadayeva Nutana, eternally fresh. That is why Sanatana Dharma. Everybody, in this there is no division of any kind. Understand, friends, differentiating is difficult, undifferentiated reality is easy. Do not. You can differentiate for the functioning sake. Like hand will do hand job, leg will do leg job, stomach will do stomach job, mouth will do mouth job. Just because it's a body, you cannot speak through your hand, eat through your knee joint. You understand the point? Everything has a function. So human beings, different perception, different experiences, different education, different type of thing. The mother, father, the husband, wife, man and woman. Why can, the man only should earn? Yes, why should man only earn? Let the woman earn. What is wrong in that? She can. To fly a plane, you don't have to be a man. To discover something, to study something, what the woman cannot study? Who said that? The Vedas also, women should not study. Really? Then the Gargi and Maitri were men, huh? Yeah, Gimalke's wives. How come they taught them Upanishad? So they were taught Upanishads, but they can read Upanishads, right? What is this nonsense? Think of it. I don't want to get into that, but it comes up. Because people are shackled by these unimaginable dragnets. You're completely unimaginable, that bondage, ideas. A dictator dies in one generation. Thought dictator can persecute you for generations together. A wrong idea. Think of it. That is why a religion which insists that you are the only, this is your identity, this is the only you are, this is the God, they are finished for life because there is no openness at all. One identity branded, not branded, it is, it's like a, what shall I say? It is just like something is put into your body permanently. One chip, they put it into your body permanently, your body has changed forever. You cannot bring it back. Conditioning is like that. They put an idea, branding you. You are the follower of this God, this book, this is the thing. Nothing more than that. No. What the Upanishad will say? Every God, every book, everything. Why? Because that the earth is round is not because of geography book or the geographer. Because the earth is round, book talks about it, geographer talks about it, observer observes it. You are you, the truth absolute, not because book says so. No book is authority. Not because Guru says so. Not because a God says so. You are who you are because you are who you are. Even if you tell me you are not that, thank you. You keep it with yourself. Even if you say you are the body, very good, you believe in, who says not? Who I am, how are you going to influence? You can put an idea which the idiot, in a sense the ignorant will swallow. But a wise man, you can't destroy, you cannot. Suppose he says, oh, if I don't believe in that, this king is going to kill me. Just for king's sake, tell it and get away. Then perpetuate your wisdom. Oh, there are only, this is yellow, or else your eyes will go. Yeah, this is yellow. Right. But the idiot suppose says, so that means your eyes are wrong, I'll take it away. To what can you do to that? Ignorant person is very complicated. Think, friends, please. So when the person says, go, 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 he asks the question. Read it. Just one time you just read it out. Every day we are not going to repeat it. Okay, just read it. Annamayat annamayam athava chaitanyameva chaitanyat dijavara duri kartum vanchasi kimruhi gacha gacheti kingangambuni bimbitembaramanu Chandala Bhati Paye Pure Bantaramasti Kanchana Ghati Mrutkumbhayo Vambare Pratyagvastuni Nistaranga Sahaja Ananda Bodham Budhu Viproyam Shopachoyamiti api mahan koyam viveda brahmaha. This is the beginning verses. The conversation begins with Shankara. It may be an imaginary conversation because sometimes when you write a novel, you write something, you create a situation which is a very human situation. Then you write about it. Not that everything that the people write has happened to them in their life. It might have happened to somebody somewhere, coincidence. Or you create an idea and you talk about it. Because ultimately the idea is to help the people understand, if this person, so simple, right at the lowest rung of the family society, no exposure to reading and writing, if this person understands it, everybody will understand it. Put that in your skull, not in your head. 100% agreed. Everybody can't be a physicist, can't be a mathematician, can't be a historian, can't be a geographer, can't be religious. Everybody can't be everything. Why don't you take it and have some respect for yourself? Oh, I'm a rich man. Arre bhai, the person with the richest feels so insecure. And then so traumatized, so troubled, he gives up the palace, gives up everything. Ferrari is sold out. And the person who is going in a cycle, he is dreaming of having a Mercedes Benz, he is dreaming of a Ferrari. That person is selling it. Why are you purchasing it? One finds insecurity in riches. Another person finds insecurity in poverty. Who is better? Person who is satisfied finds security in poverty. Other person satisfied finds security in wealth. Manasicha paritushte ko dhani ko daridra. When you are happy with yourself, ko dhani ko daridra. Who is rich? Who is poor? Manasicha paritushte. Happy with yourself. So these comparisons doesn't matter, but it will be there. Please appreciate. You must see it. Anybody and everybody. Only Hindus, only Indians? No. We don't talk in that, these books do not talk in that like human. Yaha, whoever he may be, he who, as they say. Yapashyati sapashyati. One who sees, he sees. Who is that one? Whoever he may be. Boy, girl, man, woman, believer, non-believer, rich, poor, educated, uneducated, man, woman, transgender. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Anybody with any faith, any name, anything, everybody is welcome to the infinity zone. because you can't be away from infinity. The same water, listen carefully, the same water which fills the ocean, the same water fills the drop. Is the water in the drop is inferior, superior? Same water in the drop, the same water in the ocean. The same ocean is in every drop. But in the water, whoever may be, ocean may be, may not be. If you see the water, choice is yours to look at the wave and the ocean. You can see by everything. Here you can see nothing. Maya tatam idam sarvam jagat abhyakta murtina. Bhagavan says, by my unmanifest form, the whole universe is covered, pervaded. But nachaham tesu avastita sarvam mayi sarvani bhutani. Yeah, all the things, masthani sarva bhutani. Everything exists in me. Nachaham tesu avastita. I am not in them. The water can say, the ocean and the drop, all are in me. But I am not in them. Masthani sarva bhutani. Yet I am in all of them. Not any contradiction. No contradiction. The luxuriation of the vision. I am, yet I am not. I am all over, yet in me there is nothing. Who can give you a greater identity than that? And this is not identity given to be taken away. No guru can give it to you. No monkey, no donkey, no ignorant person can take it away from you. There is no such delusion ever born to delude you from the Absolute. And there is no such thing as something which you can introduce you to the Absolute. When are you to be introduced? You are it. What are you introduced to? That is why in every perception, you can see that. In every sensation, in every thought. Who shall understand? Long before you are overtaken by the perception, sensation and thoughts, give it. Child. 5, 6, 7-year-old. Nachiketas could understand apratta vayaska kumara. Kumara means what? Nachiketa, Kumara. Kumara means what? Aprajanana Shakti. Can't produce a baby yet. 9-year-old, 7, 8-year-old. You can't father a child. That baby was the best student from whom? Yamaraj, the Kala, the god of times. If he could understand, 90-year-old, if your skull doesn't have it, what does it mean? Of course, it's not your mistake, but you have been branded from the day one. Difficult, difficult, difficult. Nobody can know. Only my method. Somebody is there to dismiss the scripture, another will dismiss the guru, somebody dismiss a god, somebody dismissing a world. Why are you dismissing everybody? Why don't you asserting yourself? That's enough. Why are you unnecessarily dismissing everybody? You mean to say only I should exist, everybody else should die? No. My head should be there, my leg, my hand, my tail, my whatever, the stomach, everybody is not needed. My brain should be there. You want to be a brain? What type of nonsense is that, friends? What a marvelous universe. How beautiful. Your body is part of the universe. The universe is here. Infinite is here. Whatever you say is here. Agitation is only you create. Individuality. Ahankar is like the coronavirus. Given, then mutating. Now how do you take it away? Just knowing it is a false entity. Bas! No medicine. And that one creates every problem. There are many diseases many viruses for different diseases. Think. Smallpox, cholera, corona, all these things can be killed, destroyed, because the virus is taken away, that is also gone. But friends, understand, lifestyle disease. What is the virus for the diabetes? What is the virus for the cancer? Yet to be found. What is the virus for the heart problem? What is the virus for the blood pressure? Those are all lifestyle disease. And lifestyle for whom? Not for the body. Lifestyle for the I, the individuality. I can't stop eating. I want this. pride and arrogance. What is the virus? Jealousy, arrogance, hatred, revenge, torture, persecution, dictatorship. What is the virus? I. And what a, I don't know, use that word, stupidly mutating virus. How powerful. Imagine 7 billion people is not enough. Permutation, eh? You are mutating, 7 billion people are mutating. You understand how many are there? Trillion, zillion people are living in this 7 billion people's body. The world shall never be the same again. It will be always miserable. One solution, find that virus. Be that. What is that ahankar? I thought. The moment you know it, lifestyle will automatically change. Previously, I want to eat. Now you don't want to eat. Your body is hungry. And the food must be given what the body needs, not what I need. But if you don't understand these things, scripture, Shastra is talking about big, 700 kilo, 500 kilo, 900 kilo, and everybody's heart attack, everybody's blood pressure, everybody's this. Why? Well, I am eating, If you are feeding your body, you shall not be like a buffalo. You feed your body. What? With whatever the body needs. Now therefore don't say, oh, every fat fellow is like, no, don't tell that. Because certain bodies are made to be fat. Maoris, they live, what is that boys in Japan? Sumo wrestlers. Sumo wrestlers, what is the size? They also live long. So don't say fat is always stupid. No. What I'm telling is, you must know, you are feeding your body. You are dealing with your thoughts and emotions. Beautiful, love, affection, kindness, sometimes anger also. Don't do this. Child, you have to show your little anger. Pretend to be angry. What is wrong in that? Everything is beautiful if you know how to handle it. Everything is a curse if you don't know about yourself. Very simple. The people who don't know about themselves are passing commentary on everybody. They have an opinion about everybody. Ignorant man has an opinion about everybody, including the wise man. Because ignorant man, what he thinks? I don't think anybody can ever know. Why? I don't know, no? Sir, it needs a complete overhauling of thoughts. Complete. Our education is beautiful. Ingredient is to be added. That when the ahankar is produced, deal with the ahankar, help the person to understand. And that would have been easier if the child would have been given that idea. Like in our tradition, nobody has told us when we are growing up in a family, nobody told us, this is the only God you should worship. No, what our parents told us, God is everywhere. So everything is God. So that man is God, this man is God, this religion, that, everything is fine for us. You don't find discomfort anywhere. But a child who is brainwashed from the day, this is the only God, there is no other God, this is the book and there is no other book. Oh God, you are finished. You can't handle them. It's like a child is telling, every food is good, baby, eat whatever you like. You must eat only potato. Now he is stuck on the potato. That is the religion when the person is exclusive. This is the potato, this is the only vegetable to be eaten. You are finished. Openness of mind. Absolutely open, celebration of thinking. I can identify with anything in this universe, yet nothing is in me. Oh, what a pleasure. So, when he says, go, 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 he smilingly begins, who do you think should go from what? Translation, evening we shall see class 4 o'clock. Kingam, Annamayat, Annamayam. You are telling me, this boy, to go away from you. Who shall go from you? Go whom? Annamayat, Annamayam. This is Annamaya. We shall explain it in the evening, 4 o'clock. This is the food. Annamaya. This body is made out of food, sustained by food, and to food it goes back. Your body also is food. Both are buried will be mud. Food. So why the food package should go from food package? You say go, go. Why the food package should go from food package? Both are one and the same. Athava, or Chaitanya Bhava Chaitanyat. See that language? Or are you talking from the knowing principle? If I am begins with this body, ends with there, or I begin with that, end up with body, choice is yours, which is beginning, which is end, you decide, why should I say? Chaitanya Bhava Chaitanyat, from the consciousness standpoint, he should go away. Dijavara, you consider yourself a holy man, more pure than me. Second born. Kim Bruhi, what are you talking? Gacha gachedi, popo, go. That was enough. And when somebody gives you an example and explanation, you feel still ashamed because a very sharp fellow, you just tell once, he understands. For idiots, you have to give some example. Still more idiots, something more has to be told. But when he starts giving example for Shankara to understand, Shankara must have felt like a worm, but he was not. We shall see in the afternoon. He appreciates the wisdom of the simple person. Writes down 5 amazing verses. We shall see in the afternoon, friends. Close your eyes. Deliberately I delayed 15 minutes, but those of you who are listening online, please do not listen at a time, 1.5 hours. 15 minutes, 20 minutes, even people who are in the class, you have got everything. Go back, little. One idea, work on it. If I'm speaking like that, it's not that I was born with this, no. Thinking, see, how to make it easy. It is easy. How to make it simpler and easier and easier. If you see any contradiction anywhere, any type of opposite ideas, contradictory ideas, ask for yourself, question me, no problem. It will be absolutely pleasure to help you understand. Not helping as a bad boy. How can I help you? Infinity absolute? Understand. This is very simple. Think for yourself. Yes, that habitual thinker needs to be guided, nothing more than that. Okay? Thank you very much. Close your eyes, please. Thank you, friends.